What does your ringtone say about you? Create a limited and insensitive talking ringtones with auto ringtone.
Hey everybody, this is Glenn from Appversity.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars, the director's cut. The director's cut, just so you know, is a port from a DS game. But when I say port, I should say a redesign, because it is specifically designed for the iPad. It just has some of the same content that was available on the DS back in 2009. It's been revamped for the higher resolution, touchscreen. There's some new puzzles added, and in the original game, you started with a car blast. So if you played it before, this game starts a day before that, and it's a little bit of the beginning is a little bit of a different storyline. I'm going to start off a new game here and just going to run through it.
Paris, city of love, romance, and dreams. So they say. I used to say it too, but ever since that day, the day of the murder, I've always associated my beloved Paris with death.
Alright, I'll just give you a little brief background also. Broken Swords is a point-and-click adventure game. So if you've ever played something like Sam & Max or Secret of Monkey Island, it's very similar. You touch screen locations on the screen, and then you have different interactions you can do. This game consists of a lot of puzzles. Some of the puzzles get quite hard. Luckily, in the game there is a hint system which will allow you to get a couple of hints without actually giving away the results, or if you pick the last version of the hint, it will tell you sometimes, just do this to get by it. So you're never going to be really stuck, but it does allow you to use a hint to get past parts that you will get stuck at. As you can see, this is all hand-drawn animation. It's cartoon. The game looks really good on the iPad. Vibrant colors. I'm going to bypass this because it's about 6 minutes long. It tells you the intro. So what you can do is you can bypass screens by double tapping. Okay, now I'm actually into the game, and there was a murder. So I don't want to give anything away for you guys that haven't played this before. And like I said, it's a point-and-click adventure. Anywhere you click on the screen, your character will walk to. Now you notice, if you see these blue orbs, if you just telling you basically there's something in that vicinity, I can click on the eyes, and it will give me a description. Now if I click on the person's body, you notice there's a magnifying glass. That means I can look at it.
Mines and guns don't usually go together, but I had an idea that this was no ordinary mine.
If you want to skip those, you can double tap them. I'm going to do that so I don't ruin the storyline for anybody here. Now you notice I can click over here on the screen.
It was one of my hair clips. My favorite, in fact.
That item will now go into my bag. You can click on different portions of the body, and I can either look at him or I can do a function with the gears.
I closed his eyes. It was the least I could do for the poor fellow.
Now this shows me that there's something I can do in that area.
People hate searching corpses for clues. In his pocket, I found a ticket stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. Taking the ticket. You can see that this game is excellently voice acted. The narratives are very good. The characters are very done very well. There is there are some, like I said, there's some very challenging puzzles that are in this game. The controls are very intuitive. I'll give you an example of that as we go out here. In most point-and-click adventures, you basically have to click on the exact item in order for it to register that there's something there. In this game, now watch, I can just kind of click right here, and you'll notice there's 1, 2, 3 different slots that show up. So you don't have to be perfect. You just have to kind of touch in the vicinity, and there's things that you can do. Alright, let's look here. I'm going to look at this. Like I said, the controls do work very well. I have this set at an angle while I'm recording this, so it's a little hard for me to make sure that I touch this correctly. That cloth might just turn out to be useful.
Alright, I'm just going to show you this right now. Basically, if you wanted to use an item, you can hold this button down for a few seconds and drag it over the object that you want to use, and see the gears light up. I can. You see that?
Nico, You are just so damn good at this stuff. Instead of comforting Imelda, I was ransacking her flat. Why? Because there was something going on here, and I had to get answers before. And hey.
Alright, so now that I've collected this key. And you can use this to close and go back. There's different objects that I can touch on the screen here. I'm going to run through this kind of quick here. I want to try to get to show you one of the little puzzles.
Just the color I was after for my bathroom. I'm sorry, I have to go. Young lady, what are you doing? Oh, this paint. It's my favorite color. For God's sake.
Alright, I just wanted to show you here why we got this. I can click the wrench. The wrench will let me save my game, restore my game. You can do things with the audio, your sound effects, your music, speech volumes. You can also purchase music from iTunes, or if you have a version that has different languages, you can select it from there. In here, the backpack, once again, will show you all your items that you have. You can click on it individually, and it will tell you what it is. You can hold it down and drag it to be used with another item. Here's a journal here that keeps track of a storyline. So if you come back to this from 5 days from now and you forget exactly where you were, you can read up a little bit and find out what's going on in the story. The question mark here will basically be for our puzzle hints. Like I said, you can click on here and it will give you your first hint. And it says, are you sure you talked to her about everything? Okay, so have I talked to her about everything? No. So I'm going to go back. Now I can continue hitting the hints button and just get the answer if I wanted to, but you want to try to do this without cheating as much as you can. The story is excellent. It's very engrossing. The game picks up a lot of pace here once you get going. There's a lot of puzzles in it. If you've never played this game before, I absolutely recommend you grab this for the iPad. If you want, you can grab it for the iPhone. If you don't have the iPad, but the iPad I think is the definitive version. Graphics, controls, everything else on the iPad version is excellently done. Here, now I can pick a couple of different things. I can ask her about the objects that I have, or I can actually talk to her about, you know, characters in the game.
No, you're not. You're a journalist. Journalists don't feel sorry. Not true. We shall see.
Now I can continue to ask her about different people.
I have no idea. You never know.
And then
how did you? You did piano.
I'm going to skip through some of these here.
Yeah, this is quite a choice because do you have any?
Okay, now I have a choice. I can either answer her being good or bad, and I'm going to do bad.
I certainly don't let it get in the way of a good story. I admire the police will be. Is there? No, he was all right. The duty. I know. What? If you then you why?
I don't want to spoil this for you guys.
Because you have no choice. What? Who is? I don't. Oh, I think. And up here, it was.
Okay, bypass that. I'm just going to show you. Now, I don't want to give away the storyline. Like I said, she just gave me a key. So I'm going to walk over here. And now I can get into different areas of the game. And this is an excellent purchase for the iPad. So if you have any reservations about it and you're looking for a good game, I absolutely recommend this to you. Basically, I can take the key. Now I'm going to drag it over the gears and I can interact with it.
Now we were getting somewhere.
Basically, I can come in here.
The painting showed the Carchons together.
And this is done throughout the game. The narrative, the storyline, everything continues to flow. It's not a lot of cheap just reading. Everything is pretty much vocalized. So you'll hear that throughout, which is a really nice addition.
There was the very faintest of clicks.
Alright, so I did that.
Behind the picture was a safe.
Anyway, this is Glenn from Adversity.com. This is Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. I just wanted to show you the iPad footage. Excellent game. Recommend you highly pick it up. I don't want to go any further and spoil any of the storyline for you. Stop over at our website, www.adversity.com, for more written reviews and more video reviews.